I'm at the church again. What else is new?
0 feet altitude, 5 feet distance, 9 miles per hour, 99% battery.
Sunset. Here it's Godiddiac. 98% battery. Good. Hit my focus. Start the mission. I'm doing this one again. This is where it's going to go over to the cemetery because the last mission it was too windy and it was barely moving, and it started to come back on its own. So I want to try it again. See if I have better results.
400 feet altitude, 37 feet distance, 6 miles per hour, 94% battery.
See if the speed picks up too. Yeah, definitely faster. There's no wind right now that I'm aware of. I don't feel a breeze, nothing. So it's doing 18. Might be a 3-4 mile an hour headwind. I forget what this one is set to. I wonder if I can see it. Cruising speed 28 miles an hour. That's about right. So there's a breeze up there, but it's not as bad as it was the other day. Ooh, the state troopers are going by with the lights on. Maybe I can see what he's going. Where'd he go?
399 feet altitude,
There he is.
1,506 feet distance, 17 miles per hour, 89% battery.
It's always a nice sight seeing them in your river mirror. It's going all the way up the road. Going towards Valencia.
399 feet altitude, 3,146 feet distance, 20 miles per hour, 84% battery.
The great Amazon fulfillment center. So a couple of days ago, I was flying over that field there. I was at the cemetery, the brown field that was corn, and I heard a bunch of Canadian geese somewhere. I knew that they were nearby because I could hear wah, wah, wah. So I flew around a little bit and I found them there. So I got a little bit lower and took some pictures of them and sent it into the news. It was on the news last night.
24 miles per hour, 78% battery.
What the hell's that blue thing, a tarp? Oh, there's my man. Hardest working guy in the site. He's out there all day long, flattening the ground up. Good speed. Perfect weather. So I ran this. I lost connection briefly.
399 feet altitude. 6,485 feet distance.
My picture's starting to crap out now.
73% battery.
And when it got over to the orchard, which is going to fly over, auto return kicked in, and it came back, started coming back home. So that's why I'm flying it again. Even though, in theory, it probably would have made it, but I just said, all right, well, let's just go with it. We landed it manually. Yeah, right down there is where all the geese were. There were hundreds of them. Shit, I'm going to regret doing that because losing my signal.
399 feet
There we go.
altitude.
So I make sure the camera's pointed in some stupid direction.
Miles per hour. 71% battery.
I got to go to the grocery store when I'm done here. Get some chicken for my dog. So it's flying blind right now. And this happened yesterday too, or whatever day it was, Sunday. It's going to be out for about a minute, 2 minutes, maybe. I'm going to check the status of the tracker. Forgot to do that. I know it's on because I saw the lights on. Here's my message. 96% battery. Very nice. I'd be screwed without that thing.
Warning, disconnected.
I had two crashes and 2 recoveries. Both times. Found it. I would never have found it without it. Especially the hawk attack time. The thing was 500 feet in the opposite direction that you would have thought it was. If I went by the last position that was showing on the app, I would have been looking on the other side of the highway, 500 feet away. I never would have found it.
399 feet altitude. 11,748 feet distance. 27 miles per hour. 59% battery.
Excellent numbers. Good speed, 30 miles an hour almost. Hit the tailwind. Very good speed.
399 feet altitude. 9,893 feet distance. 23 miles per hour. 54% battery.
The thing just prompted me to bring it home, but it is on its way home, so I got plenty of battery. Got a good connection. So apparently, whenever these things crash, they seem to well, they always spin out of the sky. Like, well, one time a prop broke, and one time the bird attacked it. But both times it went in the same general area. If you're flying forward, what it's doing, it's going to spin out to the right and spin backwards. And it's going to be a couple of 100 feet away from where it stopped flying forward. So expect to find it about 200 feet to 500 feet away from the direction that you were going to the right. Because it seems to just spin and want to go backwards to the right. And that's what happened to my last one when the bird attacked it. But I never would have found it because I never would have looked for it where it was. It actually crashed over that field. It got attacked right near that field on the other side of I-90 where I just was.
1,027 feet distance, 27 miles per hour, 43% battery.
And I went over there because the app was showing that it was the last position would have been on that side of the highway. So I had the GPS tracker on board, and I have it secured with Velcro so the battery doesn't pop out. And the thing, I glued it. I put a silicone rubber inside. So the problem with those things is if your battery loses contact, it'll break and you shuts off. It happened to me twice. So I hardwired the battery to the terminals and filled everything with silicone so nothing moves around in there. The battery stays put, and it can take a shock. You can take the thing and literally throw it across the field and it'll still work when it hits the ground. So that's what I did, and it makes it pretty much shock-proof.
3,967 feet distance, 25 miles per hour, 37% battery.
The only thing is if it gets into water, but then again, all you really need is a Ziploc bag. So that'll work. Maybe I'll do that just to be on the safe side, because that way if it goes underwater, you'll still get a signal. Although I don't know how good the signal would be underwater. This thing was nagging me to bring it home, and it's fine.
Feet distance, 23 miles per hour, 32% battery.
I'm gonna take over.
Mission ended.
Uh,
266 feet altitude, 922 feet distance, 29 miles per hour, 26% battery. Warning, aircraft battery at 25%.
and to bring them home. It's a park and ride down there with the buses.
Aircraft battery at 23%.
If you work in Albany, you can park there and take the bus
266 feet altitude.
into town
929 feet distance.
instead of driving.
2 miles per hour. 21% battery. Warning, aircraft battery at 20%.
It's not exactly where it took off.
Warning, aircraft battery at 18%. 7 feet altitude. 32 feet distance. 0 miles per hour. 16% battery.
I'll take it. Nice flight. Beautiful night. Everything went well. Didn't go to hell. Yeah, I'm a poet and I don't know it. Okay. Not too long though, 16 minutes. D-dub out.